I want to make this video very long. It's just a message to myself. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I feel like a beast at the moment. Gotten stronger, you know what I mean? Man, I'm feeling great. I feel like I'm top of the world. And I got God with me. I know, my soul is stronger than anyone else's. I'm chosen. I got put in this earth for a reason. I don't care what anyone thinks of me.
It all started 6 years ago. I was almost 13 and it was the final day of primary school ever. So we had a party to celebrate the times that we'd never get back. But because of my social anxiety, I just played basketball the whole time, where the ring was set up on the other side of the house. So all I talked to was one girl who was playing basketball with me because she could relate to me with social anxiety, and one kid who came up to us and he asked me, why aren't you guys hanging out with us? What's going on? And I said to him, because I'm practicing to make the NBA. And I can't really remember what he says, but he says something that really hurts me. He says something like, I'm not gonna make it, it's impossible, right? You're a short white kid, what the fuck you doing? I know for sure he didn't say that, but I used to get that a lot. But I just smiled at him. Because I was, if this is even a word, delusionally confident in myself. But this was the start of my downfall. I had this delusional confidence because I had always thrived off of attention. Anytime I got attention, I was happy. And if I made the NBA, I was the most famous from my school, I was the richest from my school. Well, look at all the attention I'm gonna get. I'm finally gonna be validated. Right, it's gonna feel like heaven. And I thought because I wasn't hanging out with my classmates at this party, they're gonna be thinking about me. Why isn't this guy hanging out with us? Why isn't Jack Pickett hanging out with us? So they're thinking about me more than they would if I was actually hanging out with them. I also had a very strong desire to inspire the world one day, and I got addicted to this ambition. I got addicted to the grind. I could not go half a day without doing something basketball related. But during the transition from year 6 to high school, and year 7 to year 12 is high school in Australia, I went to a basketball camp where I was humbled really fucking quick. I got there and there was this one kid who was my height. I thought I was going to be the best because I was the best at my school, I was the best in my area. There was this one kid who was just better at me than everything. He embarrassed me so many times. He bullied me on the court. And after that camp, because I'd had such a high before it and my expectations were crushed, well, I felt shit. After this, my confidence was at an all-time low because my only confidence came from me playing basketball and being okay at it. That's it. Because I was going to make the NBA one day. I was gonna make it. I was gonna be the famous one from my school. So, what do? When you lack the thing that you crave, you do anything you can to get it. So I started to disregard everything except attention.
What are you gonna say to him?
Nothing, kid. He's gotta tell himself.
I disregarded my parents, I disregarded my family, I didn't go to family events, I'd simply practice basketball. Not because I love basketball, I definitely loved it, but the main intention behind it was to get attention from other people. And this continued throughout 7th and 8th grade. I think I attended a couple of family events that I was forced to attend. Not because I didn't hate my family, that I didn't like them, it was just that I thought that I was gonna be a worse player for not playing basketball in that, couple of hours I was out for lunch or dinner or something like that. I wasn't watching film trying to get better at my game. And yeah, I guess it's a good mindset to have, you're gonna work hard, but I think it was too far. So, without repeating too much of my previous video about a month ago, I'm guessing you've seen it, it's like the 3 milli viewed one on my channel. Lockdown began halfway through 8th grade. And during lockdown, because of my isolation and specifically basketball, I grew very, very arrogant, extremely arrogant in myself. Because I wasn't versing anybody, I wasn't playing any competition, I put myself on a massive pedestal. I thought I was the best player around because I was practicing really hard for a good few months. Every single day, I thought I was the best. I was watching other, professional NBA players, professional players, Kobe, Kyrie, right, my favorite players of all time. And I thought I was exactly like them. I thought I had Kobe's fadeaway down pat. My handle was as fast as Kyrie's. Nobody could guard me now. And that's where that video came from at the start. right? I was feeling really up myself. So when you're feeling extremely confident, really not confident, arrogant, what do? Because you want to feel that satisfaction of actually making it, you tell other people that you're going to make it. I told my parents that I was going to make this team I'm going to try out for and make the NBA, which I don't think is a bad thing because they believed in me. I told my family, which I don't think is a bad thing because they believed in me. I told some of my closest friends, which was cool as well. But I started telling girls in DMs at my school. I started telling my Instagram story. I think I remember one time, 3 months from now, be ready. Because I knew I was going to make the team. I would post some highlights on my Instagram story, dribbling against a cone. Like, bro, you're not even that good. So everybody had this expectation that I was going to not only make the team, but I was going to make the NBA. And if you get out of school and you're saying all this and you haven't made the NBA, that is the definition of peaking in high school. Because your confidence is at an all-time high. People are putting you on a pedestal because this guy's going to be the guy who, is rich and famous. Because I was the best basketball player at my school, so people actually thought I was okay. But compared to every other school, I was kind of shit. So I try out for this team. I get cut. I'm not going to get into the details because I've already told it in a past video. I will leave a video at the end of this video if you want to go really in depth into my story, because I don't want to repeat the same stuff I told in my previous video, if you get what I mean. And after that, because of that expectation, I feel I fall into what I would call, might not actually be, medically and professionally, a deep depression. When you go from having ambition like I did, right, no doubt at all. There were spurts of doubt. There were spurts in my life where I have a lot of doubt, but most of the time it'd just be pure confidence, pure belief. When you go from that to having 0%, because you got cut from this team, I think only some of you will know how it feels. I'm not saying I'm a victim and my life is really bad, but it is a pretty shitty feeling, it is. And I think some of you will be able to relate to that. So I was in this for a good 3 months, and most of you know what I did in this 3-month period. I even got really down bad. And I only really noticed this the other day when I was looking back at it. I was watching a lot of these middle school movies, because at the time I was in year 8, so I would have been the last year of middle school in the US. I was watching so many of these middle school inspirational movies, right? Because I wanted to live those times again. When I was halfway through year 8, I had this delusional confidence. I was really anxious. I was a really anxious kid, but when I did feel a little bit confident, I would let myself go a bit. I would say how I'm going to do certain things, and I have a bit of regret about doing that. I've definitely matured. I felt that high I'd feel again when I'd watch some of these movies, right? The Coach Carter movie. I don't think Hustle was out then. I don't think I watched Hustle. I might have. I can't really remember. But there was a couple. I think Thunderstruck was another one. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. And these other peak and middle school movies that I was watching. But it doesn't go for too long. As most of you know, I don't want to repeat the same story I've told so many times. But I start my YouTube channel. A lot of people give me a lot of shit for this. A lot of people, because part of it is because what I've said with basketball, I'm just a delusional person again. I'm just being delusional. I'm just trying to get famous. But this was actually something I wanted to do. I always loved basketball, always loved it. But I genuinely wanted to make videos. But because of my past, a lot of people gave me shit. But they were playing the days, I was playing the years. They would give me shit day to day, but I was thinking 3, 4, 5 years from now, where will I be? But I started, because of my past, to grow a bit arrogant in myself. I saw a little bit of success. I hit maybe, 1,000 subs on YouTube, 100K on TikTok. And if you go back to my content, you will see over time how I get more confident on camera, but I also get more aggressive and a little bit more arrogant. You'll see it in my character. If you go back, you don't have to watch every single video, but if you go from like one of my first videos to maybe, I don't know, the 200th, 300th video on my channel, you will see a difference. You will. Because I started to get up myself again. But then, luckily this happened. I walked into the bathroom one day, and at this point I was starting to talk a bit about vaping, because I thought I was like a top dog, right? Vaping's for pussies, Andrew Tate shit. Vaping isn't the best for you, of course. I'm not saying it's good. But my delivery of the message was wasn't my character. It was Andrew Tate's. Walking to the bathroom, there's these year 12s vaping. They're like the big guys, you know, like the jocks. And I'm like this skinny year 9 kid. So what do you think? They start talking shit about me. I don't really say any words. I think I use Andrew Tate as my excuse, right? Andrew Tate doesn't do it, right? Why are you guys doing it? They didn't do anything to me, but I was extremely scared. Extremely scared. And after walking out of that bathroom, after that encounter with him, I can't really remember what happened. It humbled me again. Like, okay, that's not you. That's Andrew Tate talking on camera. That's not you, bro. Just go back to your genuine character. This is you. So I did. You will see a difference in my content over time. And this basically explains that. So I look back on my past because I'm sick of all these ups and downs all the time. One day I feel confident, the next day I feel so shit. One day I feel confident, the next day I feel awkward. I'm sick of these ups and downs. I need to do something about it. And it stems from my past with basketball, right? And my confidence, my arrogance, my insecurity. This is all it stemmed from. So I created some really strong values for myself. And I can't really remember what I did, but I definitely knew that I was never going to break the rules. This was about I'd say just the start of year 10, maybe halfway through year 10. And I've definitely grown attached to them more and more as I get older. Respect, humility, and purity. Purity is pure intentions for other people, right? I follow those 3 values every single day with every single decision I make. And ever since adopting these 3 values of respect, humility, and purity, high school's actually been kind of fun. Of course, I don't relate to, as I've said so many times, I don't relate to a lot of people. Sometimes I'm a bit boring compared to other people, but I'm just me. I'm just me, right? And I'm actually a bit comfortable in my future now. Of course, I don't know what the future's gonna hold. Something could happen tomorrow. I'm not too sure. We don't know, right? But because of my hard work that I put in, I actually feel a bit comfortable. And that wouldn't have been the case if I hadn't had developed my character. If I hadn't had created those values at such a young age, I probably would have peaked in high school. I have followed these rules from 10th to 12th grade, where I am now, for about 2.5 years, and I have 0 regrets in doing so. Never talk behind someone's back. The social hierarchy at high school does not matter. Part of my 3 values: always maintain purity for other people and show sympathy. But on top of that, have boundaries. You can't be a simp to everyone. And most importantly, have fun without peaking. So yeah, a little bit of a continuation on from my I'm 18, if you're like 13, 14, 15, watch this. But I wanted to go a little bit more in depth. I don't know, maybe it was too repetitive. Let me know if this was just repetitive and I will keep that in mind for next time. Much love, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.